Hello, everybody, and welcome to our Jurassic World Evolution 2 monthly highlight stream, of course, for October. It's really great to be here with all of you. I'm going to check the chat and see who's hanging out in there in a moment. So a couple of familiar names. I think one was going by Rich was in the chat, so that was really nice to see. And a whole bunch more of you as well from various community spaces. So it's really great to see all of you here. This will be the last monthly highlights stream because, of course, November 9th, I don't know if you've heard, Jurassic World Evolution 2 is going to be releasing. So you'll all be able to play the game in it's just over a week and a bit, roughly, about a week and a half. But we'll be getting there. So today, we're going to be doing what we do best. We're going to be talking with some of our wonderful developers. We're going to be having a look back at what we've been sharing with you in the last month. And we're going to be playing a little bit of the game. So, as you may have seen over on Twitter or on Facebook, we're going to be, or even in Discord actually, we're going to be playing a Chaos Theory level. And we're going to be playing it on console. So we can show you a little bit of how that goes. We have got Xbox Series X set up and ready to go. And we'll be playing that later on. So stay patient, enjoy the rest of the show while we talk with some wonderful, wonderful people. So I'm going to see if I can pick some names out of the chat, but you're all talking quite fast. So Arda saying yay, you love to see it. Arthur saying oi, you also love to see it. I'm managing to catch a whole lot of these single word ones, so we're probably going to continue. There's Mr. something in there. Wolves, oh, it's gone. Everyone said hi. Well, we all said hi, so that's great. Instead, what we're going to do then, I can't pick any names out. You're all talking too fast, but I love you for it. We're going to go ahead and introduce our first guest. So, you all know him, you all love him. It's the wonderful Jim Stimpson. So, Jim.
Hi.
Welcome to the stream again.
Thank you for having me.
How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. How are you?
I am doing fantastic.
Good.
I love these streams.
Yep.
And I totally just got one of the comments now. Oh, it was about my hoodie. It was about my wonderful hoodie. I thought it was just a random comment. But
it's pretty fantastic, isn't it?
Peep the look. It's pretty great. Just got to say. But yeah, we'll get you one. You'll be fine.
Good.
You'll be fine.
Thanks.
So for everyone who hasn't been to the previous stream, could you tell us a little bit about what you do on Jurassic World Evolution 2?
Sure. So I'm lead designer on Jurassic World Evolution 2. So it's kind of my job to help facilitate the design team and the other teams in order to make as fun a game as possible.
I mean, mission successful.
I would say so, yeah. Yeah, we're enjoying it quite a lot.
Absolutely. And so I think what we're going to talk about today is a little bit more about environments and calamities. So
yes, that's right.
We've been sharing about that recently. You'll be able to see on the forums and on social, we've been talking about the different environments that have been available or will be available for you to play, and also the calamities that can come with them. So I reckon, let's get one of them queued up on the stream.
Yep.
Here we go. So if you have a look down there, you'll be able to see the one that we've got. Sporting a wonderful arena that I'm sure you all are very familiar with and very excited to get your hands on.
Yeah.
And if we could get to one of them and stick, we'll have a bit of a chat about it. So we'll get back to the arena in a little bit. Should we talk about this one for a little bit? Or this one?
Yes.
This one's good too.
This is our tiger environment.
Yeah.
So in here, the calamity that you're going to face is a snowstorm. So with a snowstorm, you're going to obviously get a nice coverage of snow on the ground. But then with all our calamities, we want to make them feel a little bit different, a little bit unique, especially these new ones that we've added in. So all of our storms and calamities, they annoy the guests and the dinosaurs to a certain extent. But
it's aesthetically pleasing calamity with the snow one though.
Oh, it's absolutely gorgeous. When you do have a snowstorm, we want to throw a few curveballs in there for the player. So like vehicles are going to cut out. There are going to be specific injuries that happen to dinosaurs like frostbite. It can also clear all of your dinosaur scans. So once the storm's over, you've got to send all your rangers out again to go and rescan the dinosaurs. And it can temporarily clear all your dinosaurs and vehicles from your map as well.
So there's a lot to deal with.
There's a lot going on.
When there's a calamity, it's staying true to the name, being a calamity, even if it's a aesthetically pleasing calamity.
It wouldn't be Jurassic if it was easy.
No. Well, that's true. You've got to, a little bit of chaos is kind of what you want to be in there, right?
Yep.
So I guess we can have a look at another one of our environments and have a little bit more of a discussion about one of those. Like
that
here.
one is a tropical one, I believe.
Yeah.
In our tropical environments, they're super luscious and gorgeous. We have our hurricane storms coming back. They're pretty scary. Like obviously lots of rain, wind, kind of flipping around, all the trees going crazy. They are our most damaging storm that we've got. Dinosaurs get pretty upset in these storms, obviously, like anyone would.
I mean,
getting rained
whenever
on
anyone gets caught in the rain, I think generally they get quite upset about it.
Exactly, and this is a lot of rain.
A lot of rain.
It increases the chance that they're going to break out. But with our comfort system, so if you've got dinosaurs with high comfort, then you lessen the chance of them escaping and wreaking absolute havoc on your park.
You want to make sure that they're staying comfortable. You want to make sure you're ready for potential calamities to come your way, of course.
Exactly. You definitely want to be ready for that. But again, they are aesthetically pleasing. You know, we've got a really nice kind of like a wet shader effect that goes on the dinosaurs when it's raining, and they look really, really nice. So,
I mean, I do like it when, admittedly, everything. If you've seen me on any stream before, I spend a lot of the time just fawning over what our development teams create and going like, how incredible does that look? Obviously, our Calamities and everything in Jurassic World Evolution 2 is no exception at all. So I'm really looking forward to, well, I've seen it, but for everyone at home to get their hands on it on the 9th, that's going to be pretty incredible. Let's have a look at another one. Well, we'll cue it up. We'll cue it up soon.
Slowly.
In the meantime, did you know that Jurassic World Evolution 2 is coming out on November 9th?
I did know that, yes. Yeah. I'm incrably excited about it.
It's a pretty big day for us, I've got to say.
It is a pretty massive day for us, yeah, definitely.
So we've got the back to the San Diego arena.
Yeah, we're back to the amphitheatre and the desert.
Showing us the desert, yeah.
So for deserts, we've got sandstorms. Again, because sandstorms are new to the game, we want to make them feel a little bit new, a little bit different from our storms that we had in Jurassic World Evolution in the first game. And so what we've added in here is there's specific diseases that dinosaurs can get, and they can only get those from sandstorms.
Okay.
And so then you've got to go ahead and keep an eye on those. And then we also have temporary power outages that only affect your power stations. So
not your generators.
Yeah, in the desert, you want to have your backup generators ready to go, and you'll.
So just as a little bit of extra context for those of you at home, as you're sorting out your power throughout wherever you happen to be building your park, you will be able to, of course, use power stations. But if you are going to be having the issue of sandstorms, you're going to want to have those emergency generators dotted around just to make sure that if the power does go, you're not just going to have a lot of escapes, going to have a lot of deterioration, a lot of dying, a little bit of dying.
If your dinosaurs are already unwell,
they're not going to like it.
They're not going to like it.
They're going to have diseases, and they're not going to like it.
Exactly.
I mean, it's relatable. So.
Yeah. Exactly.
Let's have a look at another one, shall we? Got to wait for it to get going. That's how we do with slideshows here. But we'll get on to the next one soon enough. There we go.
Here it is. So, it's our temperate.
Yes, temperate.
So in temperate we have heavy rainstorms. So something we're obviously very familiar with here in the UK, and
rain in England,
and lots of it. So yeah, with this again, they're very intense. They can do a lot of damage to your park. They can affect things like your the gates to your enclosures. So you know you're going to have to be on it. You're going to have to be ready to either assign your rangers to go and fix it, or you're going to have to jump in the vehicle yourself and go and do it manually in order to lessen the damage done to your park and stop you from losing money, and obviously stop dinosaurs escaping as well, because that's pretty bad.
I mean, I think one of the key lessons of anything to do with Jurassic is dinosaurs escaping. It's not good for you.
It's pretty bad, yeah.
It's pretty bad. Yeah.
It's best avoided.
We're going to categorize that one under avoid, not good.
Yeah.
So whilst we are going through having a look at these different parts of the environments I'm aware that there's some things you can do in terms of customizing your ground textures and adding rocks and the like. And
Yeah. So again, kind of when we were looking at these new environments, we want them to look and feel different. Obviously, the calamities and storms, that's part of it, but we also want you to be able to customize things as well. So as you say, we've got some rocks that are specific to those environments. We've got ground brushes, so you can paint down different textures on the floor, but you always have access to the important ones that you need to keep dinosaurs happy. And then also you've got ornamental shrubs that are unique to each environment as well. So you can go in, you can decorate and make it feel like
it's yours.
Your park.
Yeah, I mean, you set it up how you want to. It is your park.
Exactly.
It's as simple as that. And there's definitely, you've got that wonderful balance of you can do those parts cosmetically if you want to, as well as making sure that you're keeping everything and all of your dinosaurs happy, which is what we like. We like a happy dinosaur.
Definitely.
So I think we've got another shot down here.
Yeah. So this one is alpine, I believe.
Looks like it.
I
love the trees.
Yes, exactly. It's again it's so much detail and so much effort has gone into these environments to make them just look just amazing. And we've got a very talented team of artists who are able to bring it to life.
Ridiculously talented. I think if we were to try and talk to all of them on stream about all of the individual things they're doing, we'd be here for an entire week straight.
Oh, easily.
I mean, I'd love it, but I feel like for everyone else, on the dev team having to cycle through the room, there might be a little.
It might drag a little bit. Yeah. But so in here you'll get some snowstorms and you'll get some heavy rain as well.
Having some heavy rain is, I mean, I think it's a good thing for an environment, but yeah, I can see how it can be an issue when you've got your dinosaurs coming up.
Exactly.
So is there anything more extra that you would want to share with everyone on the stream? Any sort of small hints for dealing with one of the environments, perhaps, where you've got these calamities coming up?
So I think the best advice I can give is always be prepared to jump into your ranger vehicle and go out and manually fix problems.
Not just sending them out to do this by themselves.
Because you can do things, you can do a lot more in one go by yourself. But the other thing is, calamities might knock out your power. They might knock out the response facility where the vehicles are housed. So if you're able to just quickly jump in, it will make your life a little bit easier, especially when you have a lot of your fences knocked out. It's just easier to
control them.
Drive round and just quickly repair them as you go.
It's a pretty great hint, to be fair. I'm usually a sucker for being like, Ranger team, go, and just hoping for the best. But yeah, you're right. Sometimes that little bit of a hands-on approach can make all of the difference.
Definitely.
I know one question that we did get a few times from the community was regarding calamities. So we've got Jim right here, or you can just ask. For sandbox modes, can you control at all the weather effects and the calamities?
Yeah, you can turn them off. There's a lot of stuff in Sandbox that you can go in and you can turn on and off, and you can customize it so you can play the game how you want to play it.
Okay, fantastic. So,
and that is one of them, definitely.
If you're worried about a sandstorm, worried about a snowstorm, worried about a little bit too much rain on your dinosaurs in Sandbox, don't have to worry about it. You can just make that decision for yourselves, which is fantastic. Brilliant. Well, I think from that point, I'm going to say thank you very much to Jim for joining us today and to talk through a little bit more of the design and a little bit more about the environments and the calamities. And what we're going to do now is we're going to play one of our species field guides, I think for the Plesiosaurus, while we swap out a guest to put a new guest. We'll be right back with you.
The Plesiosaurus is one of the most iconic prehistoric marine reptiles. Its lengthy neck grants it an extended reach to strike its prey, making the Plesiosaurus a highly effective and lethal aquatic hunter.
Welcome back. So, as I mentioned, we've done a very quick little switch. I've got a new guest sitting on the sofa next to me, and we're now going to talk a little bit about the species field guides that we shared with you this month. And the first one you've just seen was for the Plesiosaurus, and I'm just going to get straight on and introduce my guest because they are one of the greatest of all time, of course. So, very happy to introduce and welcome back to the stream, Amy.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good, thanks. Thank you.
How'd you like your introduction?
It's very flattering.
Flattering?
Very
I
flattering.
mean, it's very accurate, after all. So you're the lead animator,
Yes.
which means that for all of the wonderful things that you see the dinosaurs doing, that comes down to Amy and Amy's team. So shout out for everybody on the animation team for all the incredible things that we see. But would you like to give a little bit more of a description for what you do on Jurassic World Evolution 2?
Yes. Well, I help guide the animations. Basically, I help lead animators into creating the best animations that they can make.
The
Like,
best.
The best.
Absolute
They
best.
share their ideas, and we help to guide them to becoming really nice game assets. Really.
I mean, I think you're underselling it slightly. We
You
can
knew
bump
it.
that up. Like, they're incredible. I mean,
They are,
that's
yeah.
my opinion at least.
Yeah,
And
it's really good.
I know from conversations that we have in multiple places with the community that they agree. There's lots of incredible bits, and we'll talk about one or two of the ones that have been the favorites in a moment. But I think we can start with things like our marine reptiles. So for those of you at home, we do of course have a pet Mosasaurus in the streaming studio. I like to call it Mimosa.
Mimosa.
Mimosa the Mosasaurus.
That's very nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go for that. This is my Mosa, me Mosa, see? Fits.
I like it.
We don't go on with the rest of the song, but we start with it at least. I've got a couple of notes about the audio, which we will check before we talk more with you, because otherwise that's going to be a real shame if you're talking and you're not able to be heard too well. But for now, I'll just give a little recap of what we're going to talk about whilst we sort out those microphones. So we're going to be looking at the Plesiosaurus and having a talk about marine reptiles and the animations. And then we're also going to be having a look at the Velociraptor. So I've heard that quite a few of you are a fan of Velociraptors. And man, when they stand on top of those fences is pretty cool. So we're going to have a look through all that kind of stuff. I think we've done a little bit more on the mics, so we'll flip back. We could give it a go. Say, I'm Amy, I'm amazing.
I'm Amy, and I'm almost amazing. I don't know if I go that
We're
far.
going to go for amazing. There we go. And chat, thank you very much. Please do let us know if it continues to be very, very quiet, and we'll continue to make adjustments.
I can try and talk louder if it helps.
Talk louder. We can go for talking louder. So, Plesiosaurus, let's
Yes.
start there. Is there anything specific that you want to start with at all, like talking about maybe the references for animating them? Because it's extinct.
Yeah, Plesiosaurus is she's quite small. And I remember her being a bit of a surprise to everyone. I wanted to think she was going to be Mosasaurus size, and then she appeared, and she's this small, almost turtle-like creature. I say small. I mean, she's
Small relatively.
relatively small. Yeah, so we looked at a lot of. We did look at sea turtles and other mammals with flippers and such for the Plesiosaurus, but we ended up looking at a lot of papers about how paleontologists think they swum. I remember Bjorn coming to me with a big paper about how they would have used their flippers and stuff at one point. And there was even a video on YouTube we all observed that had robots swimming like Plesiosaurus and had these really interesting. They have these strange, like every time they've moved their flippers, for instance, it creates a little eddy, and then the flipper on the back will pick it up, and it helps to add extra drive to them.
It sounds kind of cute as well, just sort of
Yeah.
creating that energy and picking it up and propelling it further. It's pretty fascinating the amount of study that people can do on what these reptiles how they used to behave.
Yeah.
Because you can imagine the amount of research papers that you have to go through is huge.
Yeah, it was a pretty amazing thing that Bjorn did.
And what would you say is or has been one of your favourite things about animating the marine reptiles aside from the research?
I keep goldfish, so I really love like
Okay.
little aquatic things. I think they're adorable, and I remember when we were first given this Mosasaurus to animate, it was kind of mind-boggling because from the first game, all we had were these massive land dinosaurs that would just walk around with these big tails that would just sort of basically balance the dinosaur and help to react to basically what it was doing. But the Mosasaurus specifically, it was like the opposite. You had to animate the tail driving the motion.
Right.
So that was really quite a tricky thing for me personally. I remember the first animation I did was I think it was the shark feeder animation. And I remember looking at a lot of sharks.
A lot of sharks.
A lot of sharks and shark attacks and such. Of course, with the film as well.
Yeah.
Use a lot of the film reference for that particular thing.
Particularly great reference, not to like spoil the film or anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I think most people here will probably have seen the film by now, so we're good. There's like the statute of limitations for spoilers is probably gone, I would say. I think another nice thing with the Plesiosaurus is like the really long neck is just that very different look compared to some of the others. So, like the Mosasaurus is a very different approach, I imagine, to getting that to, well, swim properly, right?
Yeah, because we've got this lovely mechanic in the game that helps to flex our reptiles towards the path they're going to, and the day I fine-tuned that, and you have this Plesiosaurus just slowly tilting through the water and gliding and leading with the neck and everything. That was an interesting challenge for sure, trying to animate with this neck leading the entire motion. It's pretty cool.
It is really cool. Sorry, I meant to sit here and queue up a question, but I'm just like, tell me more. Just keep talking. I just want to know everything that's happening.
Yeah, they're great. Of course, it was fun getting it to be eaten as well.
I mean, but they're so cute.
They are cute.
They're
They're
so
fun
cute.
to eat, right?
I mean, that's true. Cute things, I guess. Like, this one definitely doesn't care. So, yeah, that's fair enough. I think another nice part for the marine reptiles is the viewing galleries. So, what is your feelings on that? Do you reckon that's something that you would want to get into to be able to see them or to be seen by them?
Heck yeah!
Who's
I
being
mean, you
viewed?
wanna like if they were real and you went into this viewing gallery and you saw this Mosasaurus swim past, you'd be able to get a real amazing sense of scale. It'd be like imagine it'd be like seeing a blue whale in the flesh.
I mean, that would be amazing.
I've never seen one in the flesh.
No, I've never seen one
that
either.
would be absolutely amazing.
I mean, I'd love to. It would
Yeah.
be. I get it. I get the appeal of a dinosaur park. I mean, that's a big surprise, but it would be pretty incredible. And you wouldn't be nervous at all about going a little bit underwater and being in that sort of, the seats go down.
Maybe a little, I suppose. It might be quite intimidating if you get lowered and you see this humongous beastie staring at you with his big eye.
Just staring right back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you can make a little bit of a connection between them. Yeah. Get to know the Mosasaurus, get to know the Plesiosaurus. As well, we've talked about the water. We've talked about the different approaches of animating for something that is swimming rather than on land to make a massive difference, of course.
Massive.
Massive difference, but an incredibly fun opportunity to do that as well.
Oh yeah, it was amazing. It was daunting to begin with, but now I love animating these aquatics. They're so much fun because you animate them so differently.
Yeah.
I find.
Well, I
like
mean,
a
we
whole
just
new
talked about
workflow.
exactly that. Like, there's the difference between the way that they're balanced. There's the difference in the way that the different, reptiles swim through the water, between having the neck leading it and being propelled. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of things there that you can consider for animating them. But we do have, of course, one of the favorites, which is the Velociraptor.
Yes.
So I think we should take a little bit of time to talk about that one. So let's, we can pop that in the background, I think, with the species field guide. There we go. So this has been one of the more iconic, I think, dinosaurs in the game. Everybody knows them. I mean, those teeth, that look, the playfulness. I remember when we released this actually, and people really enjoyed when they fall over and they miss and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We're just busy watching the species field guide again. Don't mind us. We'll be
Getting
fine.
fully immersed again, yeah.
Yeah, that's how we do it here.
Well, raptors are in basically every film, aren't they? I think they're in every
Ooh.
film.
Yes, I'm gonna say yes. I've got a really enthusiastic Jens nodding at me from off camera to confirm that yes, every film. Because I
Every
mean,
film.
I was willing to just say yes and be pretty 95% confident, but we got there. And the Velociraptors, again, despite that, of course, we have got a lot of experience with animating dinosaurs on land. I think for Jurassic World Evolution 2, we've got a lot of new things in there. And we've taken a lot of different approaches, and we've revisited all of this. So one of those key parts being dynamic hunting.
Yes.
So would you like to share a bit about that with everyone at home? What was it like working on that and with all the animations? I think as well, just to mention, we did have Andrew Scott on a previous stream, and he's one of the people who was hugely involved in this. So shout out to Scotty for all of the hard work and that, and of course the rest of the team. But yes, so if you could tell us a bit more about that, that would be amazing.
Yeah, with the dynamic pack hunting where they'd leap up on other dinosaurs. It was so much fun to do. I mean, I remember back when we started prototyping this system, and I was like, I'm gonna get the Parasaurolophus to not die instantly. I'm gonna do it. And it's like,
yes,
it's finally getting it just to buck raptors off. And then when we managed to get them to sync up and do kicks as well, that was proper fun. I mean, there's a whole bunch of these that happen on various dinosaurs. I mean, your raptors can take some punishment now.
Yeah.
From various dinosaurs.
You can take some punishment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was really fun.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And we talked actually a little bit about where would you find references for the marine reptiles. But what would you look towards for a Velociraptor?
For Velociraptors, we used the films primarily. We looked at an awful lot of shots from various films and picked out all the character moments, because they're really characterful characters. Characterful characters.
They are characterful characters.
Characterful characters. Yes.
Rich characters.
That's a better way of putting it.
It's all right, I got you back.
My brain
They
is
are
just
very
not
characterful
working.
characters, though.
Yeah, they are. So we pick out a lot of those moments where they show off a little bit of that feisty personality, and we try and like thread that through everything that they do in the game. So even though you've got them like play fighting, it's not like cozy, cuddly, cute play fighting. It's like they're kind of going for each other, right?
They're going for it.
they're not the friendliest things.
This isn't your brother and sister play fighting kind of thing. This is a lot more aggressive.
Yeah, and you can expect to see a lot more of that kind of behaviour in all the other things that they would do with one another and with various other unfortunate dinosaurs.
Unfortunate dinosaurs. Well, we of course have that slightly more aggressive side, and there's of course the hunting. But just like all of us, there's a softer side, I think, to the Velociraptors. They can get along with each other occasionally.
Yeah, they'll get along.
You're like,
yeah, kind of, maybe, kind of get along. Yeah. I mean, they do follow one another's commands, and they'll stick together, and they'll back each other up in fights and such. But like the pack hunting fights and such.
Yeah, of course.
That's what they do, right? They are a pack. They stick
they
together.
Are a pack. I imagine there's some things they do in their off time where, they're chilling.
Yeah.
They're not going to be quite the dinosaurs to do maybe yoga or anything like that. But there's a certain amount of animation that goes into when they're having those social interactions or when they're just simply chilling and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, yeah. If you look at a lot of things like, for real world reference, biggest thing we looked at were cassowaries. I remember cassowaries getting shared a lot.
I love cassowaries.
Giant Australian birds, massive claws.
They're
proper terrifying.
Terrifying. I was going to say they're huge and terrifying, but they're also amazing to look at.
Yeah, so that's where you get like your sense of weight and power is by looking at these cassowaries. That was really good.
So that helps you with figuring out how you'll translate that to a slightly less available reference material.
Yes, indeed.
That's incredible. There's one part online the community have been loving with the Velociraptors, which is their potential to escape.
Yes.
So there has been, of course, being able to see them running and jumping up and going over fences. So naturally, if you have an unelectrified fence and you haven't put enough security in place, this can happen. And I imagine that was a very fun one to work on as well, and to figure out how that animation was going to work, right?
Yeah, because you have to work out how the fences are. You have to make sure they climb up the fence and they don't clip through the fence. And there's you have to work on all the different fences that they can climb. And there was a lot to consider when we animated that.
I think not sure if we've got an image we can show of the. Nope. Then we're going to continue on. But yes, having them climbing on the fences has been pretty incredible, and I think that's going to be a really nice challenge for everybody to deal with once once we get into playing the game as well on November 9th.
Yeah.
So out of everything that you've been working on for Jurassic World Evolution 2, what would you say has been your absolute favorite thing that isn't the goats with the Dimorphodon?
Oh my gosh, that is a tough question. I really loved doing the social interactions. The new social interactions were amazing. I mean, we've never really had anything like it in the first game. The dinosaurs were always trying to kill each other. So it's really nice to be able to animate something where they're not trying to kill each other and where they're maybe getting on or doing an interesting behaviour. Like, I think the T-Rex social interaction is a soft spot for me. That was really fun.
The T-Rex one?
Yeah.
So why was that one a soft spot? I mean, I love it from seeing it, but...
That one, it was the first one I did.
Oh, really?
It was the first social interaction that I animated, and I remember being told, don't make them too cute, don't make them fight each other.
Well,
So
you've got to find that middle ground.
it was a tough balance to find the middle ground. I watched loads of videos of dogs play fighting and all that kind of stuff, and I tried to like you had to go for this really it's kind of like roughhousing is what they do in the end.
Roughhousing.
Yeah, kind of like bite each other, and then they just obviously they're playing because they kind of stop and chill halfway through, and they're like.
I mean, it's playing after all. Like, you don't have to go through and just like finish the job.
Yeah, it was really nice to be able to do that. Because that's, like I said, it's not something we've ever really done.
Yeah.
And it was really nice to see the community reaction to that.
Community reaction was fantastic to that.
Yeah.
Like, I think me and Jens were just there sort of fawning over it again and just like melting a little bit, reading all of these different reactions to people, seeing how our different dinosaurs have those social moments together. Not just on the T-Rex either.
Yeah, there are plenty of them.
There's plenty
There's
of them.
plenty of social interactions.
Plenty of them in there. Is there one, maybe to finish up, is there one more, excuse me, Spilly999 from YouTube saying, come on, Mosasaur, destroy the glass. Our Mosasaur behaves, and it will not be destroying the glass because it likes us, I think. Just got to address those comments. Got to nip it in the bud, right? But before we move on to the next part, and everyone's talking about gameplay. I can see in the chat. We will be getting on to the gameplay very soon. But so just hold on a little bit longer, and we'll get there. Patience is a virtue, right? So to wrap up on our little segment here, would there be any one other social interaction that you particularly loved outside of the T-Rex?
Well, I did specifically.
You can't call the Dimorphodon a social interaction.
I didn't do that one anyway. That was Jean. Lovely. So it's like interactions with them. No, I'm trying to think. I think I had great fun animating. I think it was the Minosaur doing a social interaction. I don't think it's been shown yet.
Well, in November 9th,
yeah,
we'll be getting onto that kind of stuff.
I remember animating that, and I had a blast. It was really fun to animate.
Fantastic. Cool. Well, thank you very much for joining us for the stream today. It's always a pleasure to talk to you about all of it.
Yeah,
I do just sit here going, tell me more, tell me more, tell me more.
I could talk forever about it if I could.
I mean, we kind of do, just like in general. It's like, should we work or should we talk about Jurassic World Evolution 2 animations and everything else? Because
yeah, it's been great.
It's just what we like to do around the office when we are here, to be honest. But for now, we are going to say thank you very much to Amy for joining us. We're going to show you another trailer very quickly while we swap out for our next guest. And then the next part after this trailer, don't go away, because we are going to be starting up, I believe, having a look at some gameplay. So we'll be right back.
gentlemen, welcome to Jurassic World.
Welcome back. Jens cut just after I was singing pre-order for the end of the trailer, so that was pretty convenient for me, I've got to say. So, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed the pre-order trailer. For those of you who have just joined us, my name is Tim. I am the community lead working on Jurassic World Evolution 2, and we're currently right in the middle of our monthly highlights stream, and this one, of course, being for October. But I have got another guest with me, and we're going to be looking at the gameplay very, very soon on an Xbox Series X, and it will be a level from Chaos Theory. So let's introduce our next guest. We have the one, the only, Adam Woods.
Hi, Tim.
Hi, Adam.
I was wondering how you're going to introduce me after the first two. I was like, hello, he's gone quite strong with the first two.
I mean,
Where did you go with me?
I've landed it pretty well.
Yeah, I think you've done well. You've done well, yeah.
So how are you doing today?
I'm doing incredibly well, thanks, Tim. Yeah, it's really good. Obviously, I think there's something coming out in just over a week's time.
Yeah.
So a massive bag of emotions currently.
Absolutely.
99% excitement. A little bit of anxiety, just because
Really
releasing my babies like these is always an anxious time. Yeah. So it's quite an exciting time at the moment.
Fantastic. And for I think a lot of people on the stream probably know you by now. We've had you on a few of these. You've been in the Dev Diaries.
Yeah.
But for those who are new to the stream, would you mind telling the audience at home what your job is in Jurassic World Evolution 2 team and a little bit of what that involves?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm an executive producer here at Frontier. I've been here now almost 15 years. This has been my sole game development studio. My job is very high level, is basically working with the game director, in this case the lovely Rich Newbold, who may or may not be in the chat, and working with him. He has the vision of the game, and I'm the how are we going to do it? What does the roadmap look like? How do we actually get this incredible thought and idea of a game?
How do we make it happen?
How do we actually make it happen? How do I allow the team to make it happen as well? Because I'm not the one that makes it. I get that a lot. Oh, so you make games, do you? No, I haven't got time to explain it to you really.
So I think,
basically it's kind of enabling the team, making sure they know how we get from a thought, an idea, all the way through to where we are now, which is release.
Well, I mean, it's also a huge task. You're kind of, as you said, Rich as the game director, he has the vision, and then you're right-hand man.
Exactly.
Right
he's the kind of the what, and I'm the how as such.
Absolutely.
Yeah, how are we going to do it? And then sort of day to day, it's working with the production team and the leads and the everyone else in the team to make sure they can do the things they need to do. As you've seen from the videos and the gameplay footage that we've already seen, it's incredible, it's amazing, and it's all down to the expertise and the skills of the team. So I have to make sure they can apply that expertise and skills and get their job done.
Yeah.
So that's kind of it.
That's just kind
I
of.
drink coffee as well.
And
I buy donuts. That's normally one of my
true.
jobs, is buy donuts.
Coffee,
and then I eat them as well.
That's what we like here.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of hellos in the chats.
Hello, everyone.
They say hi to you, and there's also a lot of hellos for Rich in the chat, from the chat.
Yeah.
So that's always a nice one too. So what would you say is the thing that you're most looking forward to people getting their hands on November 9th?
In terms of kind of like the game modes, I'm really excited about the Chaos Theory stuff, the Chaos Theory levels. I think everyone's going to have a lot of fun with them. So yeah, that. The campaign and the narrative behind the campaign is very interesting.
Yes.
Not going to say too much about that in case
well,
I'm not supposed to.
You're going to be able to discover that in about a week and a half.
In about a week. Perhaps on November 9th, I don't know.
I can't remember if we've said it.
I'm the how, but I Can't remember my release
Pretty
date.
sure we said November 9th.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
we got
November
it.
9th.
November 9th.
November 9th.
November 9th.
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah, it's Tuesday.
November 9th.
Yeah, and I think tying in with what Amy was talking about before, I'm fascinated by the social interactions and the I think I've said it before, but the kind of the next level of realism that we've added to these dinosaurs in the fact that they're animals and not, you know, creatures or whatever, you know, that those social interactions and stuff, and particularly that T-Rex one, that is absolutely my favourite one, because when you see them line up and you're like, oh, hello, they're going to go,
be trouble.
and then they just have this lovely little moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite incredible. So I think Chaos Theory and seeing people just watching their animals in the parks, I think, is going to be the two things for me.
All of their, I can't believe that's how they behave. It's amazing.
Yeah. I get lost in it. I'm supposed to, you know, obviously, as part of development, you play the game in a certain way. You don't play the game kind of like a finished game. But sometimes I'll just sit there and go, oh, hang on, I'm not supposed to be looking at the Amargasaurus or Plesiosaurus or whatever. I'm actually supposed to be looking at a thing.
Yeah.
But I end up just kind of, you know, moving around it and watching it.
Yeah.
Watching the dinosaurs
I mean,
move.
I can completely relate. And in the office, when yourself or Rich or many others on the team are working on what they're working on, and I'll come down to ask a question because somebody's asked me something hyper-specific, and I'm like, all right, I guess I'll walk on some stairs for you, and we'll go up and down the stairs, and we'll find those answers out right now, but I'll get stuck down there. Because I'll sit there on that floor, and I'll just be like, that's pretty cool.
Look at that. That's really nice.
This is cool. Hey Dan, can you show me that again?
Yeah.
And this is Orchin. I want to see that part. Like, show me the dinosaurs.
That's one of the most exciting things about developing a game, is seeing those things coming online as you go through the weeks and months. You see a little check-in, and it's the thing you've been looking after, and you're like, oh, okay, I'll grab latest, and you update, and then it's there, and you can interact with it, be it an audio, one of the cinematics, or an animation, or part of the mechanics coming through, the scientists and things. It's it's lovely seeing it all coming online and then ultimately getting released. November 9th, I hear.
It's November 9th?
I believe so.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Just...
You can pre-order it now as well.
Right now?
Right now.
See?
I mean, no, not right
Adam
now.
knows. Right.
Stay with the stream. Go
Stay with the
and
stream.
go do it after.
Enjoy your time with us here in the community. Then after that, go pre-order. Or if you've got two monitors.
Or do 2 tabs.
2 monitors or 2 tabs, that's what it's for. One is for watching us. Second one is for pre-ordering the game.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we're going to be playing a bit of Chaos Theory today.
We are, yeah.
So we just touched on that. But Chaos Theory, if you'd like to give a little bit more of the overview of what is Chaos Theory.
Yeah, so what we've done is looked at the 5 films that are out, Jurassic Park, 1, 2 and 3, not to give their actual names because it's The Lost World and Jurassic Park 3, then Jurassic World and Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. And we've tried to look at a what-if scenario. So, for example, what if Jurassic Park, what if you could actually build Jurassic Park and open it successfully? The film never managed to open the park, even. It was quite established, but they never actually managed to open the gates to the guests. Spoilers, I won't, even though it was 1993, I'm sure everyone's seen it. But, you know, I won't give off too many more spoilers. So for example, in the Jurassic Park one, it's, you know, you're tasked with building the park and then being able to successfully actually open it and run it. And that's what we've looked at in the other ones. I think in the trailer, you see a sneak peek of the San Diego amphitheater.
That's right. I think for those who have been following the other content as well, there's a little bit between one of our good friends called Jeff and another one of our good friends called Jesse.
Yeah, Jeff. Just Jeff.
Just Jeff.
You know,
I mean,
that's what we call him these days.
I call you Adam.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I could go around using...
We are the same caliber.
You're the same caliber to me. So our good friends Jeff and Jesse actually did play a bit of one of those levels.
Well, I watched the short version and I was in tears with laughter at certain points.
Good.
I thought it was brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
I was watching in the background while they were doing that, filming that. Yeah. I was just like, yes.
They're talking about this dream of opening San Diego. It's Peter Ludlow, I think the character is. He's working with the board of directors. It's all, you know, trying to open up Jurassic Park in San Diego. No spoilers, But it's a spoiler because I'm about to say that in the what if scenario, you do try to build it. So that one might spoil the film for you.
It might. I'm just going to check. There's chat saying that we've got some issues, so we'll wait.
Might be too loud again.
Not being too loud. It's not audio issues.
Not loud enough.
Well, just maybe whether it's having a little bit of lag time. Tell you what, while Jens figures this out in the background, looking like we're probably good. If people would refresh the streams, saying there's a lot of lag, we're just going to continue.
Yeah.
And
why
Jens
not just push
flail
on through?
at me if there's anything wrong, and we'll go like that. Awesome. Happy flailing in the background rather than dramatic flailing. Admittedly, we like a bit of drama, but I digress. So today,
Life finds a way.
life does find a way. Live stream finds a way as well.
Well, there it is.
There
you
it
go.
is. There he is. We call that one a Rich Newbold special.
That's it. That's for him. That's
So,
for you, Rich.
For today, which level are we going to play?
Well, Jurassic Park was the very first film I ever saw in the cinema. So I think for me it makes sense to play the Jurassic Park Chaos Theory.
Okay,
So we're going to jump on in and see how far I can get through building Jurassic Park.
Amazing.
Basically.
So for those of you who are at home, this is a level we haven't shown anything from just yet. So we're loading in here at the very beginning of the level. So Jurassic Park. For anyone who has questions, I'm going to be keeping a little bit closer of an eye on the chat from now on, because naturally we're going to be playing the game. Adam and I are going to be chatting about what's going on as well. But if you do have any questions as we go, please let me know. I will try to catch them. There are, a couple thousand of you talking at the same time, but I'll do my best. So, should we crack on?
Yeah, so we are at the start of the level, clearly, as you can see. John is giving us a briefing. He's trying to get us up to speed on what he wants us to do. So this is in sequence, this is the first kind of Chaos Theory level, obviously in sort of order of the films. And this has got a certain amount of tutorial elements as well. The main sort of tutorial was within the campaign, so on November 9th. When you play it, do have a look at the campaign.
Can we just get that date one more time?
Tuesday, November 9th, 2021.
Okay,
I did put the year, because it might have been next year
2021.
as well.
I think, if we could get in chat, if you could all write November 9th, just so that we know that you've got it, that would be amazing. But we'll continue with the game.
In the campaign, it's kind of a bit more of the full-on tutorial, but we also tried to sort of lead the player a little bit into the early parts of the Chaos Theory as well. So there's quite a bit of talking at the beginning here. We've got a new character for Jurassic World Evolution 2, Lily Halford. She's going to be helping you through this as well. A couple of objectives we need to do. First of all, the classic and iconic visitor centre needs to go down, and we also need a science centre ready for our research and all those other good stuff that we can get done. So let's put the visitor down at first. We've also got some areas defined to kind of guide the player into a good
just
layout.
For the initial, when you're starting up with playing, you can jump straight in. So why not have a little bit of help?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
While that's building, let's get the science centre down as well.
A lot of love to everybody watching, because I'm just watching my chat reel with November 9th over and over again.
Actually, let's turn it that way.
That's fantastic. You definitely got it down. And you know when the game's going to come out and when you can pre-order for. So we've placed down the visitor centre and the science centre.
Yep, they're both under construction. But we've got this little sign here. It's not connected to a path. Every building, well, not every building actually. Most buildings need to be connected to the main path network system, which normally which will run from your arrival point. So you have to have an arrival point, and then instead of all paths lead to Rome, all paths lead to arrival centres.
All paths lead to the arrival centre.
There you go. Thank you very much. I bet you never thought you'd be on a stream where that quote got put in. I shoehorned that in, didn't I? Right, let's get to the paths.
I've done streams with you before.
That's true. Yeah, that's very true. Right, so unlike what we did to Rich on the last one, I don't want people marking my park layout on this.
Okay.
So
well, we're not
if
going
we
to ask
can
for
just be
grading today.
nice to me, please, because also I'm not used to pads. I normally play mouse keyboard.
That makes
because
sense,
because of working on
the development. For those of you asking in the chat, we are playing on an Xbox Series X today. So we've got that set up in the studio here, especially. We wanted to show you a little bit of gameplay on one of the consoles. We just kind of flipped a coin, and we've got an Xbox Series X. So hence, that's why you can see the button prompts and why we're playing on a gamepad.
Let's connect the other side up as well.
And for those asking which Chaos Theory level we're playing, this is Jurassic Park.
Set in the incredible tropical environment, as you can see here.
Yes. So Ethan Dates saying, I need me an Xbox Series X. I'm assuming
it is my console of choice this generation round. All other consoles are available and are as good.
I have them all.
But I am an Xbox guy.
I go for all
this
of
time.
I use all of them consistently.
I would have a PlayStation. Right. What else have we got to do? I need to research the following building, the hatchery.
Let's go for a
where
hatchery.
life found its way.
Life did find a way at the hatchery.
So we go to the
Technically,
research
that's
screen.
true. That's true. Technically, that's true.
We look at infrastructure, and we have the. No, it's not under there, is it?
Hatchery would be over there,
No,
right?
dinosaur creation, and it's that one there.
When I
Good
said over
Ken
there,
as
I
well.
didn't point. I just
No, you didn't,
thought
no.
about it and hoped you'd understand.
Yeah.
We're
Very,
just-
very clever. Well done.
We're that close.
And what you're seeing here as well, that's it's surrounded by the green elements of that's because it's a pinned item.
Yes.
In the tech tree, you can pin things, and it will tell you when you're back in the main area of the game what you need to achieve that. So you can kind of when you're playing a challenge or something like that, and you've got a long-term goal in mind, you can pin the thing you want to research and then know sort of what you're working towards. Right, I need to assign my scientists to this research task.
Who are we going to pick for this?
So we can see the skill level we need at the bottom right. I don't know this person's first name, Brazier. It's very weird. My next door neighbours growing up were Braziers, spelt exactly the same.
I think this is
the only
probably
two
them.
times I've ever known that surname in this world,
Okay.
or in my life. So that's
Well,
freaky.
there they are.
Colin and Ashley, there you are.
We can always
right, so
check
that task is
You
now.
can always check the bio out if you want to check for more information. See if they did grow
I've
up
got a
next
park
to you.
to build. I can't
Well,
be
I
worrying
mean,
about
maybe they're
people's
your neighbours.
bios.
I don't know. It would be nice to say hi and catch up. It's up to you.
So you can see now, bottom right-hand corner, we've got that pinned node. It's
Showing
counting
what's
up the
going on.
research, and we've also got the task at the top as well, which is counting down for
Fantastic.
showing that as well.
Just to answer another question I saw in the chat. I didn't catch who asked, but Jurassic World Evolution 2 will be available to play on an Xbox One or a PS4 as well. But
Yeah.
we are simply showing you on an Xbox Series X today.
All available on November 9th.
It is November 9th. The chat's got that one down.
Right, okay.
I had hundreds of messages saying November 9th, so we definitely got that one down.
Excuse me. So we've now unlocked our hatchery. The UI is flashing at us, telling us it's under the enclosures section, and we can see now available our Jurassic Park era hatchery. And again, we're giving the player a little not a suggestion, a place, an objective to place it within this blue zone here. So pop it in there. Then it, of course, attaches itself to the fence so that we have a nice, I can't say watertight anymore because we actually have marine reptiles. So
Yeah.
we have a fence-tight enclosure. Again, we need to make sure it's connected to the path, so we'll do that
Okay.
while it's finishing its construction.
Where will that path lead to?
Rome and or the arrival centre, depending
Okay.
on if you're a Roman
Good to know.
path road builder. I don't know what their names are. Fun fact, I lived on a Roman road in my home village.
On a Roman road.
Yep. There you go.
There you have
An
it.
old Roman road.
There it is.
There you go. I don't know what else to say. Let's
Old
talk about
Roman
the help
road.
screens for a second.
We can talk about the help
at
screen for a
various
second.
points, we show up these help screens again just to give the player a little extra information about what we're about to do. So here we're going to be talking about synthesizing eggs and then incubating those eggs. The new two-stage process in creating dinosaurs and reptiles in the game.
I think one of my favourite parts is that you can do multiple at once when you do the synthesis and then the releases.
Yes, so now we have egg clutches. So you synthesize, and then based on various variables, you know, how much genome information you've got, any traits that you're going to add to those eggs. You can increase the viability of eggs and how many they're going to come, down to species size as well. You know, smaller dinos may have bigger clutches because that tends to be what nature does.
Of course.
T-Rex, you probably don't get more, you know, you probably don't
Yes.
release 10 of them at once.
I mean, then you're not going to have a great time with
And of course you can release them through airlift now as well, not just
Yeah.
out into that enclosure. So you can just have one hatchery, but loads of enclosures around and just transport them around as you
several
need
locations.
to. Yeah, exactly.
Which is hugely helpful for being able to actually manage your park.
Yeah, it helps economy. You know, you're not having to. These aren't cheap. They're very expensive buildings. You know, so
course.
it helps you if you're balancing those numbers for the bean
Yes.
counters at the top carefully. Then you may want to be a bit more economical with your money. I've got 20 million,
Always.
so I'm just, you know, I'm buying everyone Ferrari. I'm not buying Ferraris. Right.
You're not buying
We've got to
Ferraris. This
synthesise-
money is for building a dinosaur park ads.
And no less than a Velociraptor as well. That synergy of this. Right, let's get the raptors
I
going.
Chef's kiss.
So let's. Oh no, what I was doing was connected the path, but I did that because I was talking about Rome.
Yeah.
So now let's.
So we finished talking about Rome, and now we're
empty
going to look
hatchery.
at making Velociraptors.
So we've got an okay amount of genome information here. We've got 55%. That's enough normally to synthesize. We're going to go with Brazier again just because of that weird thing. I can also add
Can you
more scientists.
just click in the right stick?
Yeah.
Let's check it. Let's check. So
Career-minded Arush has been promoted twice since joining the team.
Okay.
Arush studied at Cambridge, classic, completing a PhD in sedimentary geology.
Okay.
Arush began working a few months ago, having previously been a lecturer.
Does that sound like your neighbour?
No,
Okay.
not at all.
It's
I
not
think
your
they
neighbour
drive
then.
lorries now,
Cool.
so
Well,
it's quite
then
different.
I mean,
I don't think
that
they
is
cared about geology.
Maybe not, but now we know.
No.
I mean, I think everybody likes geology. After all, geology rocks.
Hey!
Hey.
It keeps me very grounded.
Yeah. It's down to
Right.
earth.
So
play.
I can add more than certain tasks. This is certain tasks have the
Yep.
ability to apply more than one scientist.
Yes.
And if you add more scientists, overall the time to complete that task will come down. But you also have traits that each scientist can have. For example, here we've got faster incubation, which will give me another bonus. So it's good to try and have a good breadth of scientists on board and employed, and then also make sure that they're utilised properly when you're doing your task. So we're going to try and do some incubation here, so I'm going to do that.
Let's
I've also
do it.
got a faster synthesis. Brazier, Arush can do fast
Yes.
synthesis, so
Which is
going to add them in.
incredibly helpful
And you
for
can
this part
see
here.
the excess skill is giving me a 41% decrease on time. So this is
Oh, yeah,
actually going
I
to
see
whip
that.
through real quick now.
Cool. Well, let's do it. Let's get those Velociraptors.
Of course, you need to balance it. I'm adding more workload to more people, so I need to make sure I've got a staff centre so I can look after my
Yes.
staff, give them a rest when needed, maybe train them when I need them as well. So, you know, you've got
It's
to
important
balance it
stuff.
and make sure it's okay. So we're synthesising the first batch. But it failed.
It failed.
Failed.
Okay, let's try again. I
Okay.
guess we'll try again.
No, it's expected. This is a part of it.
Let's try again.
What
We're
you may be hearing,
devastated.
I think, is that Dr. Wu is now introducing research into other technologies that you can have. So
Yeah.
increasing the success rate of incubation, for example.
Yeah.
So what we'll do is we'll discard those eggs. But now I need to research improved synthesis. So that helps the technology in the lab in the hatchery to hopefully do that better.
So let's do it. Let's head
if I
over, get
remember
some research
rightly,
running.
We are now looking at
It's going to be in there, right?
creation.
He said again without pointing or
Yeah.
giving any indication of
Again,
what
we've
was
already
being
pinned
referred.
it, so the game, you will be able to pin your own things
Yeah.
that you want to, your own item that you want to see, but we as developers can choose when we want to pin things as well. So let's assign our scientists here.
I think we can give Brazier a little
I
bit
think
of a
so.
rest,
We can
right?
see, yeah, their bars building up a little bit. That we have used them
Little
a couple
bit
of times now.
unrest there,
So we'll just we'll use another couple of people down here. But I'm also so here I can only add 2 scientists. So
Okay.
different tasks have different slot sizes. But I'll still apply 2 just so we get through
You
that
speed
a
this
little
up.
bit quicker. Yeah, exactly.
We're going to get our Velociraptors out there.
We will get. Oh yeah. I'm confident. It's almost like I know what is coming next in the objectives.
Well, I don't want to say that you've done this before, So I won't.
Right, so how far? We're about just over halfway through now. We've already got an enclosure built, as we said before. All the fences are ready to go.
We had a question over in YouTube asking, can the Velociraptors climb fences? So,
Yes, they can. If it isn't powered, so if it's not an electric fence, they will, and they're uncomfortable, they'll try to break out. But why would you want them to?
you don't want them
You got to. That's not,
That's
that's
not
not.
very
That's not a
nice.
very well managed park.
That means that you've done something wrong in your park management if your dinosaurs feel the need to escape.
No. So another set of help screens there, just going through
Yep.
that synthesis process again. Now we've got the improved and a bit more better technology. Let's give it another try, shall we? So Velociraptors. I am going to use Brazier,
Okay.
just because I want. I'm not going to do the incubation. We'll save
It's the right
Birdo
scientist
for the next
job, after all.
for the next section, because he's incubation. We're not doing that for Sage yet. We're doing the synthesis.
So we'll go ahead with the
So let's do that.
synthesis, and we'll see. We'll see if we do a little bit better this time.
I reckon we will. Let's watch it. So we've got 10. You can see when you select the hatchery again, all in real time, you can see how long you've got to wait for the various stages. We're synthesizing the eggs at this point.
Yeah.
It now completes. They're now ready for incubation. It was viable this time, so that was good.
Well, that's the relief.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially because if that hadn't happened, I would be worrying about why it hadn't happened, because it should have
Yeah.
happened.
I mean, it did happen.
We have 3 viable eggs out of a batch of 6.
Okay.
So we tried to synthesize 6. Fortunately, only 3 made the next process. So we go to select the eggs. We can select the 3.
Perfect. So there's a few
We can see
traits
we've got
there,
some traits
yeah.
building up here as well. Again, all certain research tasks and things can open up more traits for
A little
for
bit
your various
more,
species.
Genetic manipulation.
So
there.
let's use Birdo for this time, because
Birdo
he's
can
got
do
the
the job
first
well
time
here.
faster.
Have we got another?
And I'm going to add
How many
O'Neill.
more can we add? I was going to say maybe O'Neill's been not
think
been utilised quite as
Childs.
much.
Let's do Childs, because
Alright.
then we're getting it down to a minute for incubation, which
That's
that'll
pretty good.
flash by.
We'll go with that. We'll go
Yeah.
with that.
Oh, look at this. So we've got a backup generator here. That's our only source of power in the park. And as I think Jim was saying before, you do have to keep an eye on these. So you can see this icon's appeared, which means the fuel, because the backup generator is not.
It's not meant to be what you run your entire
No,
park on.
I need to keep on top of it. It's telling me that it's about to run out. So we'll select it. Again, some more help screens just to tell the players about this new mechanic in the game, and we'll resupply it. And
Brilliant.
I'm going to be bullish, and I'm going to fill it all up.
Oh, bold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've still got 18 mil. We're fine, he
Just
says.
a cool, casual.
Scratch record. 20 minutes in the future, I've run out of money, and I'm trying to
probably wondering
figure
what
out how
happened
to. Right. So we're about 3/4 of the way through that incubation, I think. Let's have a quick look at it. Yeah, only 10 seconds to go, so we'll wait for this to open up, and then we'll show you the multiple release
Yep, let's do it.
at once.
So we're going to have 3 Velociraptors.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yep.
What do you reckon while we're waiting? I guess we could think of names for our new Velociraptors. Could
Jeff.
do Jeff?
Yeah.
Jesse,
Jeff, Jesse,
and Jens.
Jens.
There
There
we
you
go.
go. The 3 J's.
We get 3 J's.
3
That's what we're going to
Js.
go for here.
Um,
Jeff, Jesse, and Jens.
So we've got
the
our 3.
Velociraptor
We've got
pack.
Jess. Oh, I've lost it already. I just said the name.
Jeff,
Jesse, Jeff,
Jesse,
and Jens. Jens.
Jens. Although Jens, Jeff, Jesse, Jens.
There you go.
There you go.
We've got those 3 ready to come out.
Fantastic.
As I said before, we could release it through airlift, but we don't want to. We're going to release it out into this enclosure.
Well, we'll release them
So-
straight out into the enclosure here. So here they come, the J team,
The
as
J team.
Commander Keeble has said in YouTube. Oh, I'm going to say that's Jens, who's just like bolted out of the gate.
So it's little colour moments like that where they're sort of
Have
looking
a
at
look
each other.
to each
Yeah,
other.
I
Check
I
each other
really-
before they
it's
rush off,
quite-
except for
it's
Jens,
quite
who just
something.
ran for it.
you can see we've unlocked an achievement as well. I hope that wasn't a surprise, but there we go.
Yeah, that's all right.
It's working. There's an achievement. There we
Absolutely.
go. Very
As we
first
mentioned, we
achievement
grabbed an
on-
Xbox Series X.
Yeah.
we popped the game on there, so we're playing this especially for you guys today on the stream.
It always fascinates me, the claw as well, that middle claw, how extended up it is. It's quite ferocious. But there we go. So that's our new raptors. Of course,
Brilliant.
they do have needs. They're building up their territory now, so that's the territory they're building up.
So I don't know
They're
if
searching
you,
out for the things that they want in this area.
have seen any of our other streams where I say how this is actually one of my favorite additions. Like, I love the territory system, the way that they do build it out. I remember when going through the game with yourself and Rich, I was talking about how I wanted to just quickly build out what I thought they would need, where I thought they'd need it, and the dinosaurs, they decide what they want to do.
Yeah.
They didn't go exactly where I wanted. I had to rebuild, but it adds an interesting challenge. It was really, really fun to watch.
I'm now in. I've got to get these objectives done quickly because otherwise the raptors will get unhappy and try and break out.
Okay,
I don't want that to be on my hands on live streams. That's
Live
why that's why I suddenly
on
went
stream.
quiet and was like, right, I've
Okay.
actually got to make sure I'm okay.
Adam
here.
is focusing.
So I've just
No
built a
raptor
response
escapes.
facility which will get me my ACU team, so my rangers and
Imagine
my
if a raptor escaped
doctor.
after you said how it would be that you're a
Yeah,
bad
I
part
know.
manager
Now
if a
you're
raptor
trying to put me
escaped.
off. I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Right. So we've got the response team. We need to put down the new ranger post. So this is the
Yes.
object you place within an enclosure, or I mean, you
Just
could
in a
you could put it
space.
outside the enclosure if you want to, but for more efficiency, you put it inside because the area you can see highlighted here.
Yeah.
Rangers, when you assign it to this post, they will scan any dinosaurs within that range, even if they're in a different enclosure, as long
So
as
that's
they
a
can
really
access
nice trick
it.
you can do to
Yeah,
stay
exactly,
efficient with
yeah.
your ranger posts. Is
As long as they can access
place
that
them
other
within it,
enclosure,
yeah.
they'll try to do it. So we place that down in the middle. You can see this is telling me that I've got no team assigned to it, and I probably
We
should do
can-
something about
we
that.
can do something about that.
And I
though.
will. I'm going to open up. I'm not going to direct control.
Ranger team
I'm gonna
2.
add the task, highlight that, assign it,
And
and now
there we
what they'll
go.
do
They're going to have a little check-in on,
is
on
they'll
the
go in.
Velociraptors. I
Yeah,
think.
exactly. They're going to drive in through the gate on the left-hand side.
Brilliant. You've got to make sure
The
that they're
raptors are
happy.
already pretty happy with their enclosure at this point. I
think
do
we
need
just
to
need to
give them a
feed them.
live
Yeah.
feeder, but we'll watch before we do that. Let's watch the rangers go
So
in.
For those who are just joining and asking what is it that we're currently playing, we are, of course, on Jurassic World Evolution 2, but we are playing Chaos Theory, and we're on the Jurassic Park level. So we're currently just a couple of objectives in on the Jurassic Park level. We're going to keep playing this for a little while we've got time on stream, and just talk
And while
through
I
what we're
haven't
doing.
mucked it up, while I haven't lost
Well,
control
we've
of my park, and
still got
chaos
Velociraptors not having escaped
ensues.
just yet, but we'll see. There's still time for Jess and Jeff and Jens to make their way out of the park over the fence, and then Adam will
That sounds
cry.
like you. It sounds like you're doing a horse race commentary, and that was really good.
Yeah, thanks. that was kind of what I was going for, so I appreciate that.
It was really good. As we were looking at before, I can select a dinosaur, go to the comfort tab, and have a look at what they need and what
Yep.
problems they've currently got. So there's no access to any water in here.
Slight water problem.
Water is
Water.
life, and there's no prey. So
Okay.
what we can do is from this tab, we can open up the landscaping tools, which also now include the feeders as well. So paleobotany within the tree brush area.
Yeah.
If I go back up to there, so in the nature thing, you have your forests and paleo brushes. Then you have water. So let's drop some water down here. Let's not make it too big. The territory stays on screen as well, so you can be very efficient and quick with where you place things in your enclosure. You're not guessing, oh, where is the raptor
Where they're
territory?
going to go. You
I
can
can
see
put it.
what the
They
territory
will try to
is.
seek it out if they can't find it and expand, and perhaps over time their territory will change shape and move to where the water would be in this case.
So
let's
just a
drop
note for
little bit of
those
water.
at home, there were 1 or 2 questions. Again, there's too many to be able to see exactly who asked. But you can speed up time and you can
yep.
slow back down. You'll be able to see, if you check in the bottom right corner, if we flip the camera off for a moment, you'll be able to see just underneath the objective boxes, you've got your very familiar play and fast forwards icons there and pause. So you use those to be able to speed up time if you need to. If you're waiting for a piece of research, for example, and you don't have anything else that you need to get done in the meantime, you can always just fast forward if you want to. So that's, of course, an option available to you there.
So I was putting down carnivore feeders and then worrying about why the objective wasn't completed. Because I was putting the wrong ones down. The raptors will eat from these feeders, as you can, as aptly demonstrated by Jeff.
I mean, we didn't choose which one was which, but we'll say Jeff, and there's Jesse has come to join.
Yeah.
Jens
is out in the forest.
Oh
no, here he comes.
Jens
Here
is
he
back.
comes.
Okay.
It's a banquet for 3. A jumbo banquet.
Jumbo banquet for 3.
And you see here, there's sometimes a bit of contention around feeders as well. So perhaps some of the raptors will have a little snap at each other.
Yeah.
So they can feed from that, and that'll stay healthy and fine. But they ultimately want to hunt as well. That's why they desire a live bait feeder. So
it's
that's
like
why somewhere over in the distance, I think, is a little
bit of an enrichment.
Little George
for them
the goat,
in a way. George the goat.
Yeah. So
shout out to Georges.
When they want to, they'll go and hunt him.
You may be the greatest of
social interactions going on over there. We just missed it.
Oh, it's okay. We'll get it next time.
Yeah. Well, November 9th, you'll be able to experience yourself.
You'll be able to check it out. That's correct.
Right. They're happy. We've made sure they're enclosures. They've got all the things they need in there. But now we need to make sure that the guests, when we finally open the park, can view them as well. So under the attractions section, we have the viewing gallery. We've got the viewing cone, so you can see that.
Yes, absolutely.
Because there's no point in just putting a viewing gallery that doesn't actually encapsulate the dinosaurs.
I mean, if you put a gallery in front of a wall, they're going to see a wall.
They're going to see a wall.
But now they're going to see some wonderful
2-star ratings
the
TripAdvisor.
Wonderful pack of Velociraptors of Jeff, Jesse, and Jens, who, according to Adam, have got a pretty good rating on TripAdvisor. So
they will do now because you can see them.
Oh, was it like a 1-star, can't see dinosaurs, terrible?
Yeah.
And now it's going to be 5 stars.
I wonder how many
Jess and Jeffy and Jens roaming, not sharing food. Jesse doesn't share food after all.
How many? Yeah, Joey.
Joey.
Doesn't
that was the joke.
Food.
It was a reference.
Really good. Yeah, well done.
Thanks.
Well done.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So yes, we now have that objectives. Sometimes these viewing gallery objectives, you'll see that the bar clicks up incrementally. It's because it's sometimes the dinosaurs will move in and out of the view cone. So sometimes I've found it. Sometimes I'm like, oh, what? I'm waiting for one, and then they'll drift in, and then
suddenly there. Oh, right, there they go. There's a ton of messages coming in. I can see 1 or 2 friendly faces, like Miriam over in Twitch chat and Aramis, and they're all just saying, "Game looks great. They're really excited to play it." It's really cool.
What the team have achieved is mind blowing. It really is. I've been making games for a long time now, but it never. The magic of how this actually works it never falters. Like I completely agree.
I mean, that's
crazy.
One of the incredible things when you work with your dev teams.
Yeah.
And you see all of this stuff come together. Like I spend a lot of time talking with all these different people and seeing what they're doing and like sharing any kind of feedback I can find and seeing what we can do together. It's fantastic.
So I'm about to place down one of the new buildings for Jurassic World Evolution 2 that opens up access to one of the new park teams, which is the Paleo Medical Facility building, which opens up the MVU, the Mobile Veterinary Unit. So now what you do is with your rangers, you go and find out with the scan if they're happy and what's wrong, if there is anything wrong. Hopefully not, because you're all brilliant park managers, I'm sure.
Nothing will go wrong.
But if there are any ailments or illnesses or injuries, then this is where the medical facility comes into play. This team will then go out and actually perform a more detailed scan. Some illnesses and diseases they can treat out in the field. Some of them will need to be brought back to the building itself for treatment, such as broken bones or kind of major injuries.
Yeah,
that's a case of tranquilizing.
Generally, is a problem.
Yeah, I mean you don't. I don't fix that at home. I go to A&E.
Do you not?
No. Never had a broken bone.
Oh, no, never have I.
Fact number 2 of Adam today.
No,
I've never had a broken bone.
No. I've definitely had the potential, but I've managed to avoid it.
We've always had potential because we've probably all ridden bikes at 5 years old for the first time.
That's true. That's true.
Right, let's connect this to the path.
Here's the exclusive. Tim and Adam have the potential to break their bones when they do dangerous
Because
activities.
we have bones, we have the potential to break bones. Expedition help screen, so we're talking about the same, similar mechanics to Jurassic World Evolution, where you can send expedition teams out to dig sites across the world once you've researched and found them.
Yeah.
Bringing amber and other fossils back to extract the DNA to then turn into a living, breathing dinosaur or marine or flying reptile. And sometimes you might find a little treasure in there as well, which you can sell for some money as well. So we've got our new paleomedical facility with the rather lovely MVU all dressed up in its Jurassic Park theme.
Brilliant.
Again, I can, with the ranger team, sorry, I've still got the path there. When I select the MVU, I can control it myself, or I can just add tasks and let the team get on with it. So let's build the expedition center. That's our next objective in operations. You'll notice that I'm building all kind of in this area because of the backup generator. I'm trying to save money just in case in the future I need some reserves in case anything goes wrong.
I mean, it's always good to have some reserves just in case something goes wrong.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like
save for a rainy day.
Yeah.
Because it could be rainy here.
Could be rainy here. Yeah.
So I'm building within the area that the backup generator can power, rather than building far out and then having to place another generator down.
That makes sense. Use the resources
again,
that you've currently got.
my part placement is probably absolutely destroying some people, and because I've seen the creation that the community can do.
Yes, that they can do is pretty incredible.
Absolutely incredible.
I'm going to give you a solid 5 out of 7 rating.
Why 7? Where did the 7 come from?
I don't have time to go into why.
Oh, okay. I want to though. I like it. But 5 out of 7's good. Like if I'm looking at percentages.
I mean, it's a perfect score.
Yeah.
So we continue.
I feel like the chat at home out there, they've lost all my jokes and I've lost this one.
Yeah, that's okay.
Right. Expedition team's now online.
Brilliant.
And what we need to do is increase the genome information we have of our Triceratops from 26% up to 50. When we hit 50, we can start trying to synthesize eggs and incubate. So we open up the expedition map, and then we have our various dig sites around the world. As fortune would have it, I have highlighted the one that has got some Triceratops information there.
Perfect.
So let's assign our staff. You can see we're getting some pretty tired staff now, so I do need to be careful of that. I want to look for building a staff centre at some point.
We could do that in a minute. I think this is a pretty good job for O'Neill, who is a bit more sprightly, perhaps.
Yes, and also O'Neill has faster expeditions.
I had noticed.
You had noticed? Well done.
Thanks.
Well done. I'm also going to send out Brazier again, though.
Okay.
Because I want to. I also want to decrease the time.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
So Birdo's going as well.
We'll send Birdo. We'll send O'Neill. We'll send the whole crew, except for Childs.
Yeah.
And
there we go.
we'll
there's the team going.
Yep.
While that's happening, we know we're going to want some guest buildings.
We are.
So I'm probably going to
can see a question in one of my
pop
many
a few guest buildings down this main kind of avenue.
Well, Lily Halford.
Lily Halford is a new original character that we have created for Jurassic World Evolution 2, and she'll appear in various
spaces.
Chaos Theory levels, if I remember rightly. Kind of acting a little bit like our Cabot Finch, who also returns. I know he's a firm fan favourite, and I can see why, because he's got some fantastic jokes. I do appreciate the puns. Yeah, so she's a character that will guide you through, sort of, talk to you when there are new objectives, new things to think about, and sort of guide the player through.
Great. So that one was for Nano asking the question.
So let's put some amenity buildings down. You'll see here that I've got the power sign above these ones.
Yes.
Because I've got no power down here. I'll deal with that in a second. I can also select which one to place. So it's kind of like an amenity building, which is either a restaurant, a drink shop, or a gift shop. So we'll put food. I always go for good old standard one of each to begin with. So I'll put another small one next to it because I like that main street feel. I'll make that a drinks one.
Okay, we could do. I mean, I might have a drink as well. I've got a bit of water left.
Well done. I'm making you thirsty with the thought of a macchiato or something.
A macchiato?
I don't know. I should have just said water because that's what you drank.
I mean, I had water.
Right, so that's my 3 down there.
Macchiato.
Let's have a look at what else we've got. We've got restrooms. We always need to go for a wee, so we'll pop one down
Yeah,
on this side
especially
as
after
well.
you drink too many macchiatos.
Yeah. That is a coffee, isn't it?
Yeah.
I haven't made it up, okay.
I mean, we could go further, but yeah.
I'm not going to power them at the moment, just because the generator will be sitting there burning fuel. I'm going to
makes
wait until I
sense.
get a bit closer to wanting to open it, so we'll leave that for a second.
We can leave that as is for now.
But very quickly, while we're waiting, I think my dig site have come back, haven't they? Yeah, so we'll ignore that. I was going to show you the customization that's coming in Jurassic World Evolution 2, but
Yeah.
maybe you'll have to play that on November 9th yourself. So we've now got fossils, which we can extract the DNA from our science centre. Here we do the research as well, so that's a button to take us to the research screen, which we saw earlier, but we also have our view fossil screen, so we can see what our team have returned. Now we've got amber here, which obviously will be most, rich in DNA, and then we have a few fossils as well, which we can extract as well, and we've got some treasure found.
You could probably buy a Ferrari. We could get a few more of these.
Yeah, I'd need a few more of those
Yeah.
for the one I'd want. Now extraction in Jurassic World Evolution 2, you can extract more than one at one time, if that makes sense. So you can see I've got my extraction slots in the bottom right-hand side.
Yes.
This amber takes up 5 slots because it's obviously very big, rich in the DNA, but I can still add on more. So I'm gonna do the amber,
You
but I'm
can,
also
you
going
can add a
to
few more bits.
extract
We've got
this
one more
as
slot
well.
left. We can actually add in that
And I think
those minerals.
Yes, because the
The
number
osmium.
top left is telling you how many slots the thing will take. So we'll do that. I'll assign the scientists. We've got a faster extraction trait here, so clearly I'm going to use Childs.
We can send Charles.
And then I'm going to do O'Neill.
I think we need to build that staff centre pretty soon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we'll leave that.
Okay. We'll get
we'll
them to
leave
do the
that
job.
as those two. Because
We can maybe build a staff centre in the meantime.
Let's have a look at what the research is for the staff centre.
Oh, that's
So
true.
if I go operations, we can see the staff centre here. It will open up the tech tree where it is, highlighted at the bottom here.
Yep, I see it there.
I can research it, so let's do it now. There we go. We'll put Brazier on it again. And now we've got 2 research tasks in progress, which you can see bottom right-hand corner. There's the 2
Yes.
tasks. One is got a slightly different icon because that's the extraction, and the other one is the research icon, which we use. While that's happening, let's have a quick look at the customization of these amenity buildings.
Yeah, let's do it.
So when I select
also,
one,
just lovely comments, Straw Hat Pro saying these added management gameplay elements making them so happy.
brilliant.
It's fantastic.
I suppose that was also part of the anxiety of, we listen to what we want to do,
Yeah.
we listen to what the community say, and we hope that it all.
Well, we find how can we take
exactly.
the best of both worlds and like what we think everyone's going to enjoy and what you've said you'd like to see and what's possible to do. And yeah, it's always great when people say, "Oh, I love that." So I can't wait to play that.
So as you can just see then, I can cycle through various
Yeah.
kind of big geometry changes of these amenity buildings, but I can also change the signage just if I want to change different, have a different look.
Dinosaur
and the ground
adoption.
decorations.
Dinosaur adoption.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's so cute.
Adopt a dinosaur.
Look at it. It's cute. Anyway, we can carry on.
Let's put the fossils out. I always like the fossils.
Yeah.
And not only can I change the geometry, I can also change the colours as well. So we have a full, we have swatches that you can, if you just want to quickly spruce up your amenity, then you can do that. But you can also have a full colour palette of all the colours under the rainbow, including the lights as well.
Absolutely.
So we'll leave that. And I think our 2 tasks have now completed.
Synthesize, incubate, and release would be the next step.
That's it. So we go to our... Now, I'm not going to release these with the Raptors though.
You don't want to?
Nope.
No?
But I'll show off the airlift because what I
Alright
will
then.
do is I'm going to build another enclosure.
I think they could be great friends.
I think that way chaos lies.
Oh, okay.
And I want to try and keep this stream as much as I've tried to derail it. Now listen to the chat go mad with this enclosure layout.
All right.
Right, I'm going to use one of the existing walls of the other.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm connected.
Yeah, you're
so I couldn't
good.
see.
You
Yeah, I
good. You
couldn't
made
see.
it. You made it.
So that's our new enclosure. I'm going to. I always forget to add a gate. Let's not forget to add a gate because we want our rangers in there. I am going to just clear the area of trees for a second because I like to start with like a blank canvas in an enclosure, put them in, and then build it up around them.
Wipe slate clean.
Yeah.
Start it how you want.
That's what
Start it fresh, ready for your new. What are we on? The Triceratops.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do think one of their needs is forest, but so I will be
Well, we can add the
adding
forest
it back in.
That's okay.
But I'm just gonna.
We've got plenty of cash to splash around,
Yeah,
right?
I've still got 15 mil.
15, a cool 15 mil.
That's going down. A
That's
couple
a
of
lot
minutes
of
ago I had 20.
macchiatos right there.
And lots of
A lot of
macchiatos.
macchiatos. I'm going to get you a macchiato on the 9th.
Right, now I've got an enclosure semi-ready, at least to
Cool.
contain them. Let's get the...
Got the gate ready as well. We can do that airlift.
On landscape still. There we
Great.
go. Right, empty hatchery bay. We now have our Triceratops DNA. We've got a couple of really on the edge staff members here. I'm going to risk it.
On the edge.
Okay, I'm going to risk it.
All right.
I'm going to put Brazier in one more time.
Here's Adam.
One more
I don't
time
want
into the
chaos.
fold.
Also, Adam, let's make some chaos.
But yeah, keep it steady. Break it all down.
Yeah.
Let's get that staff building down. Staff centre.
Let's do that.
Let's see if we can.
You're going to have to turn it around the other way, right? Maybe.
What, because the part, yeah, I suppose.
Make the path
oh, actually, I
easier.
could put it this
I mean, you
side.
can't build them
Yeah,
a staff
yeah.
centre and then they just can't get in.
I mean, if they want that lie down, they're going to figure out a way to get in.
Can you imagine if all of the things, it's like we've got this wonderful stuff for you,
You turn
everyone,
up to a hotel. Can I have
but
a
you
room for
have
the
got
night?
to do
Yep.
a Ninja Warrior course to get to your room, of course.
Yeah, yeah. Right. On the building, I didn't talk about this before when I was connecting paths, but a building that does need a path connection, you will see those red lines. That's
Yes.
telling you that's where the connection starts, and it's red because it's not connected.
Okay.
So then as soon as I do connect it,
It's gone.
Yeah, it's gone. There you go.
Perfect.
Away we go. So that's now building up. Lovely. And I'm going to get some rest going on once that's finished. There we go. View scientist. This also opens up the ability to hire more scientists as well. So it increases my pool that I can hire and then choose from.
Let's get Brazier a rest. 'cause
Yeah,
I can
I'm gonna
see
rest them all.
your old neighbour's disgruntled.
I'm gonna rest O'Neill too, but I'm gonna hire a couple more in
Alright, who
so
we
that I
got?
can still carry on with a few things as I need to. We've got
What do we
Soy,
need? What are
Smith.
we looking for here?
I tend to look for a bit of a spread. So, for example, Matthew Bell at the end here, Janet, she's very good because
Okay.
she's got a good 3, 2, and 2. Gonna take
Go for Janet.
her on, and we'll take one more. Gonna
Uh,
go with
454. Eric.
Eric. Where was Eric?
Eric's
Oh, yeah,
3
Eric.
to the left. No, to the right.
Take Eric as well.
There we go.
So now we've got quite a few staff. I do need to make sure I'm not, splashing the cash too much, but I'm sure we'll be fine.
What are you talking about? We've got a cool
Sure, we'll be
14
fine.
mil left over. We're
Let's
totally fine.
let's extract the rest of the fossils because we had a couple left over. There we are. So let's fill them up. Then we'll just add those two in. That's their first task. Welcome to Jurassic Park.
I didn't notice that
Go and crack open some rocks
the
for me,
chat had a
please.
lot of opinions on who we should hire. They were calling out names, but I was too busy looking
Oh,
at who we should hire. It's fine.
Oh, I'm afraid not. I mean, this is
This is your executive
Adam and
decision.
Tim show
The Adam and Tim
today.
show.
Right, we have our eggs ready for incubation now. So we have 5 viable eggs. So that's quite a good go. So we can
You can go
select
for
eggs.
this.
I can quickly select all 5 if I want
Let's
to.
release them all.
Yeah, I can also see at this point very quickly if I've got any
Traits.
maybe negative traits, things like this. Maybe this Triceratops is going to come out a bit weak, but I'll take them all.
We'll take them.
Now, at this point, because I've got 4 people on rest and 2
Yeah.
digging rocks, I can't meet the needs.
Ah, of
So it's
course.
telling me at the bottom that I can't do it at the moment. So we'll come back,
come back.
In a second, once they've finished their resting, which you can see all the rest tasks lower right-hand side, the, what is it, 5 rest tasks? Oh, no, 4. 4 shouldn't take too long. Oh, and then of course I press the start button. One thing I said to myself, don't press the start
Don't press
button.
it.
Don't pause
do it. Well, if we're waiting on our scientists, we could always speed up time a little bit.
Yep.
Get through that.
If I can remember which one it is, there we go.
There you go.
This is totally fine. Yeah, so we, I think you said before, actually, Tim, on that. So we have the ability to pause the game.
Yes.
And you can also have it real time, 2 speed or 3 speed. So, you know, certain points in the game where perhaps you've got all your plates just about spun now, and you can take a little bit of time.
Everyone's going all right
for a second. You can speed them up. Certain events will take the time back to real time, so that you don't kind of get lost in. You know, if a calamity or something happens,
there we go.
It can
bunch
be
of rest, and
really bad.
we're back on.
Yeah. So let's get these Triceratops.
Let's do it.
Oh, I unselected them. Science scientists, excuse me. We want to look for some incubation. So Birdo's our guy for incubation, isn't he?
I mean, we could get Janet in on this. There's a generalist.
Yeah. And then
we got space for any more?
Let's just put Eric in as well, because he's new, and all he's done so far is dig out the rocks. I want to give him something a bit more interesting.
A little bit more.
Keep my staff happy.
Okay, let's do it.
That's my own role play, by the way. That's not something that actually happens in the game. That's just me enjoying
Oh my
life.
God, are you enjoying the game?
Yeah, I know. I love it.
How dare you, Adam?
I grew up on kind of park simulators and things, so
yeah,
it's very nice to be working on this with dinosaurs as well. It's always a lovely mix. Right, what else do we need to do? We could send. No, I don't want to send any more things out. Let's get up some time again.
Got a little.
Well, I tell you what. Let's get
shout out for you from Osric and the other mods. They're all really happy to see you on stream. And
thank you very much, everyone. It's very nice. Very nice to hear you guys are still with us. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the shout out. I found out that we worked in the same town.
Yeah.
For many years, and probably saw each other many times without even realising it until now through Frontier and stuff. Yeah,
That's so funny.
Back in Essex. It's very good, very interesting.
For those of you who are just joining us, we're currently playing Jurassic World Evolution 2 on an Xbox Series X, and we're playing some of the Jurassic Park level from Chaos Theory. So that's what we're up to right now. The rest of the stream, we've talked about different bits and pieces throughout the rest of the October month in the monthly highlights. And right now, we are doing a release for the Triceratops in a brand new enclosure.
Yes. As I said before, you have 2 options now. You can release through the hatchery into the enclosure that it's attached to. Or, if you want to be wild, you don't even have to attach the hatchery now to an enclosure. I suppose you could just have it out in the middle of nowhere and then airlift everything around.
Guess.
You could. I don't. Excuse me. I don't really. I wouldn't suggest it. Sorry, I'm having a little moment there.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's all right. You take a moment while I remind everybody at home that Jurassic World Evolution 2 is releasing on November 9th, and you'll be able to play it on PC, on Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, and PS4.
We're playing on Xbox Series X today.
We're playing on an Xbox Series X today. Absolutely.
Right. So what I did is I chose to airlift the 5 Triceratops into the enclosure. I'm not going to release them with the Raptors. I'm going to keep them apart. So you can see now my big transport helicopters have just dropped the first one down over there on the right-hand side, and we've got the flares for the other 4. One thing I know always, obviously, is that animals need access to water. So there's no water in this enclosure. So I'm going to paint some down just in this corner. I'm also going to set up the ranger post.
Got to have a ranger post.
So that I can assign, so you'll see here, yeah, it's just on the edge actually, so that's fine. Put that in the middle. We've got our gate. The rangers are over here. I lost it for a second. Right, let's add number 1 because we didn't give him any tasks. assign terrain potion 2. There we go. Now, we can also, some of the dinosaurs will come in with an idea of what they need. Some of them won't. Some will have empty scans. These tries do. So I can already give some.
You can see they need some ground fibre there and a bit of forest.
Yes. Oh, as if I timed that almost. Oh, come on.
It's okay. Just
They're
click
really
it away.
helpful.
Click it away. Click it away.
They're really helpful. It's paused in the background, so it's not
Yeah,
too
yeah,
bad.
still good.
There we go.
There we go.
Right, so let's open up the.
Like, don't get the tooltips. Go back to the dinosaurs.
Yeah. Let's go back to the comfort level and
Just for
edit. So we are missing some forest and we're missing ground fibre, which is the new paleobotany brushes,
Yes.
which herbivores feed for. So you don't have, like in Jurassic World Evolution, you had the planters that you'd place down. Now it's actually about looking at some of the prehistoric plants that we've brought back to life, reimagined in our way that you can with 65 million plus year old plants.
Sure.
And you use them to feed your herbivores. So when you go to the landscaping mode through the dinosaur, you'll actually also get those little icons telling you what things the dinosaur needs. So you can very quickly at a glance see that it needs some forest here and some ground fibre. That's why those blue icons are there.
I think I've noticed something else that we might need.
Yeah.
It's a bit of power for our fences.
Oh,
Could use a little bit of power.
look at that. My
Somebody
power
in,
is out.
Oh
boy.
The
Oh
chats I'm
boy.
keeping an eye
I
on
really
has
hope those
pointed it
raptors
out.
are still happy.
Oh, we've lost a lot of power. Oh, right. We need to just refuel. There we go.
Woo.
So
Well done,
shout
chat.
out to Hyper.
Well
for that
done,
one.
well done,
Well
well
done.
done. You just, I could have been in real hot water there.
Could have been.
I would
but we
have just
got
gone,
you.
oh, I'm sorry, technical difficulties.
If I was
stream's ended.
If I was feeling more chaotic, I could have just
You
not
would have
told
not
you.
told me. Yeah, right, let's paint down some forest. We can see the forest need being met in real time as well. So I could just, there
Perfect.
we go. And then
Ground
we want some
fibre.
ground fibre. The different plants will give off different amounts of ground fibre, if that makes sense, in terms of the richness of the fibre of this plant is quite high because it's those 3 arrows. If I look here at the Calamites, there we go. I kept saying calamities.
Calamities.
It gives lots of tool fibre, but it doesn't give as much ground fibre as the fibrous ground cover.
Yes.
So let's paint some of these down. And then we make sure they're nice and happy. There we go.
19. Oh, no. 100%.
100%.
Perfect.
Always go for the best.
Always. Only the best for our Triceratops.
So that's our group of 5 Triceratops. Very happy now. So next up, we would continue to build up species. We're looking at building a park tour and also making sure that the park tour goes through enclosures and dinosaurs are visible from it. That's what we need to do.
Oh, keeping an eye on time.
Yep.
It's 4:45, so we can crack on for a bit. But
well, maybe this is a good point to actually end it because what I would be doing, I don't want to show you the park tour. I don't want to give off too much before November 9th.
November 9th.
But what I would be doing is sending dig sites out,
Okay.
like we did. Maybe researching different dig sites so that I can get different species in as well.
Yeah.
Building that park tour, which you will all have great fun with on some date I can't remember in the near future. And building.
I'm pretty sure, Adam, that one's November 9th.
That's it, November 9th.
That's the one, November 9th. Yeah.
And making sure that the park tour goes through the enclosures
Yes.
to make sure everyone's visible.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, I think then, in that case, we'll stop there with
I think so.
Going through Jurassic Park level because naturally we want all of you to be able to enjoy playing through this as well at home. So we won't go through the entire level today, but we will go through naturally quite a bit of it. So I think to finish off, Adam, are there any final notes that you would have for the community watching today? Any final tips and tricks? Anything that you'd like to say to them before we head towards, in about a week and a half, on November 9th, launching Jurassic World Evolution 2?
I want to say a big thank you to everyone that has come and watched today. Thank you very much for joining and watching me hopefully not stumble through playing it too much. It's very stressful trying to play it while you're on stream. I think I've done all right. Thank you so much for the support since Jurassic World Evolution all the way through to now. I'm really excited about you getting your hands on this next evolution in the series. I suppose the tip is, if you fancy it, go and pre-order it now. You can.
I didn't even ask him to say that. It just says it. It's brilliant. Well, in that case, we will say thank you very much for everybody for joining today. I hope you enjoyed getting to hear a little bit more from our wonderful guests. We had Jim on the stream and we had Amy on the stream as well. And of course, the wonderful Adam Woods, who is still sitting right next to me here.
Hello.
As we have mentioned once or twice, Jurassic World Evolution 2 is going to be releasing on November 9th. You'll be able to pick it up on PC, on Xbox Series X, which is what we were playing on today, on a PS5, PS4, or an Xbox One as well. So thank you as well for all the mods who are in the chat, and a shout out to everybody who's super excited and has already pre-ordered. Thank you very much. We really, really appreciate it. And naturally, we've got to say thank you very much to Jens and a different Adam who are in the room and have been helping us run the stream and helping make sure that everything goes according to plan. And naturally, a quick shout out to Clank. So with that, we will see you all next time, and thank you very much for joining.